was gonna ask you, you've if you're not on the mat, like doing some technique or from the mat for class, you're studying. Yeah, I mean, like I always see you on the mat, like studying different instructionals. So, what are some of your favorite instructionals that you've watched over the years?
No Gi, Mia Melanson. He's the coach. One of the head coaches in Vegas. I'm trying to think names. I'm bad at names. Right now, I've done the most with him. There were some Russian guys that were doing sambo guys that I years ago I was looking at that were pretty interesting. One of the main things I'm doing right now is like a no-gi class. I'll just get on the mat and watch, and there's a technique, and Professor Joe, you'll show a technique, and I'm looking at the counter transition that I would want to do, and then once in a while I'll get in there and I'll move it in. I'll roll right into a knee bar, or I'm more pro limb attack than head attack right now, and so.
What about guys like Gordon Ryan? Did you get any of his stuff?
I like the way he sits on the ground and shoots in with a butterfly situation. I worked on it a lot. I haven't had a chance to get in there using it in competition, but I trained a lot on that. One of these days, I'll take your advice and sit down on the mat and work from there.
Instead of trying to do a takedown.
It's the striking thing. You stand up for years, and you're a striker of the ring, and you're hitting hard.
Yeah.
And your mentality is.
I'm always worried that you're gonna fall funny and get hurt in the tournament.
It's like a striker does not want to sit down on the mat.
Yeah. It's funny.
So it's kind of mental. That's why I got rid of all of it, all my gloves and threw away the mouthpieces that I used to use. In fact, the last 3 competitions I didn't wear a mouthpiece. I don't like them.
What's the difference of striking all those years and then finding jiu-jitsu? What are some of the big differences for you? Physically, mentally, everything.
I think I showed you that picture from the 70s. I was in there. I did some judo, throwing. We did throwing. Okay. We didn't call it. We were calling it judo. There was a couple guys I worked with, and when you're young like that, you can take the hits hard. They slamming you hard on the ground. But the difference between the two, if I had a choice to start over back in the beginning, I would have went with the grappling, and I probably would have if I stayed in Chicago because I wrestled for 2 years in high school.
Okay.
But totally forgot all of it. Basic stuff. But that was back then was something.
I was thinking about the video we did a while back. Kind of went viral in the jiu-jitsu world a bit. It's never too late to be a savage.
Right.
Are you surprised by the reactions and the feedback you've gotten?
Yeah, I got to find out how to respond because I think there's over 6,000 likes on there, and I think it doesn't register all the time. It isn't keeping track on that one website. But I'd like to later. Now that
do you have a Gmail account?
I don't know.
Okay, we can set up a YouTube thing, and then
I've got Gmail, but I don't know how to.
Well, yeah, just connect it to the YouTube, and then you can make comments on the messages.
Yeah, I gotta do that. Thank people for doing that, but it's interesting. I looked at it a week or two ago, and I actually said back then that if I had to stop rolling, I guess I don't know my exact words. I would accept that. That would be it and move on. And back then I kind of had that insight that someday this is going to stop, but I've changed my mind. I don't. If they gotta pick me up and put me on the mat, I think I'll get out there and move.
Yeah.
But it isn't going to happen. I know guys that are 102 years old. they rode horses and jumped on horses and broke horses at 102. Right out in Shadow Hills, the guy lived.
Mm-hmm.
Bert. His name was Bert. He was crazy.
When you first came in, you were like, it's your mindset, right? Getting your mind straight.
Yeah. He was married to a woman about 20, 25 years younger, but she didn't like to party. He liked to party. This guy was about 5